I now have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker, your commencement speaker, Ming Hsieh. You'll hear more about him after his comments. Mr. Hsieh is the Chief Executive Officer and founder of Fulgent Diagnostics, a California-based leader in the development of flexible and affordable genetic testing. The company, which he launched in 2011, focuses on cancer drug research, personalized cancer treatments, and genetic diagnostics. Previously, Ming Hsieh was the CEO of Cogent Incorporated, which he also founded, a software company that revolutionized automated fingerprint identification. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our commencement speaker, Ming Hsieh.
Good morning, and thank you, Dr. Kaplan. It is a pleasure to be here today to be an honorary member of Class 2016. Today is also a special day for me as well. I would like to start by congratulating all the graduates for all of you have achieved and the tremendous potential you have to make a difference in the future. I would like to encourage all of you to take some time before you leaving today or in coming few days to thank your parents, your family, your friends, your professors for the important role they played in helping you to reach this milestone in your life. It is especially gratifying to be addressing graduates of the College of Business and the college bear Dr. Henry Lee's name. I have tremendous respect to Dr. Henry Lee, especially in the field of forensic science, which I have worked for past 20 years, as I'm sure you all do. A few months ago, I received a phone call from Dr. Henry Lee, and he asked me to be a speaker at this commencement. And normally, as you may find out, I'm very reluctant to accept speak like this, since I'm not a very good public speaker. But Dr. Henry Lee is very, very persuasive. I was trying to find a way out, and I told Dr. Henry Lee, why don't I write you a check? Without hesitation, Dr. Henry Lee says, thank you very much, Ming Hsieh, I'll take your check. But still, the best gift you could give to me and my student is to tell all of my students about your story. So, Dr. Henry Lee not only is a good scientist, and not only is a good educator, and a tough negotiator, but a good fundraiser for the University of New Haven. So today, I'm very proud and humbled to share my story with you, and I hope some of my experience I had made in my career might provide you something for you to think about as you follow your passion to start your own career. Commencement will be one of the happiest days in your life. You all have your own goals, your plans for the future. I was sitting in a similar position over 30 years ago. I earned a master's degree from University of Southern California. My parents want me to continue education to earn a PhD degree. But I would like to start to get a designer job to gain some working experience. Then I might take some class during the night and might be to earn a PhD degree, which would be a lot cheaper. I joined a mid-sized semiconductor company in 1985. It was a company that did not have a lot of resources. I joked no longer after that. I started the company. Before knowing where the bathroom was, I already signed a design job to build the next generation power management chip for the company. In the 1980s, the semiconductor industry in the United States was facing strong competition from Japan. I was working long hours to get my work done. It was grilling. I literally had been involved for everything from circuit design to fiber processing, from reliability testing to the assembly lines, to keep the project on schedule. During that time, an engineering workstation was dedicated for design work and cannot do the word processing. We had about 10 engineers to share one PC computer, which I believe today everyone has one. I will admit that I was a bit of a slow typist, so I decided instead to delay the other people typing, I decided using a few $100s of my own and bought some PC parts and built my own personalized computer and installed it on my desk. In this way, I do not need to fight with the crowd of engineers for a PC, so there's no need to worry about the slow typing. This idea inspired some of the people in our company. Within 2 months, about 20 people also bought their own computers with my help. Before knowing it, I became their PC technician or technical support. So whenever they had trouble, they called me. I was using my weekend to fix their defective computer parts. That experience inspired me and two of my friends. We saw there was an opportunity to build our own computer chips, and we see what we can create. We started our own first company. My parents was very, very disappointed and angry when they learned I started to business instead of pursuing a PhD program. In a Chinese proverb that says, plant flowers with care, but the flower may never bloom. However, pluck a bunch of willow carelessly, and the branches yield a willow tree's pleasant shade. In other words, despite your best effort to plan whatever in clear you will like, the things do not always turn out to be expected. As well, it may fail. However, your next opportunity might come from somewhere you least expected. The important part is that you have to be prepared to accept it. And you have to be ready to make the most out of what to be less than an ideal situation. I learned this firsthand growing up in China during the Cultural Revolution in the period of the mid-1960s. As a child, my family was forced to leave the city and move to a remote rural area to do farm work. There was no electricity in the village. After that, I didn't have much of a formal education for the next 10 years. So my mother, a former high school literature teacher, and my father, a former electrical research scientist, taught me using a textbook they were able to acquire. By the time of Cultural Revolution ended, whether I was able to pass the national exam and enroll to college, and eventually I transferred to the United States to finish my bachelor and master degree. After coming to a shock with a new life in the countryside, my father pursued the local authorities to permit him to work to bring electrical power to the village with about 100 families. I was the only full-time helper for him. I worked hard, day and night, helped my father cut the trees, dug the holes, climb the poles, strike the wires, install transformers, and we were able to bring power to the village, to every family. The electricity extended our life. There was no more darkness in the village during the night. We were able to read, learn, and play during the night. And my father no longer required to do the farm work, and he started working to design the radio broadcasting network for the villagers. I started to love electronics, radios, mechanics. It was during this time I learned the power of science, engineering, and hard working. It may sound trite, but working hard is a fundamental issue. Beyond that, you also need to find a way to differentiate yourself from others. When I'm hiring an employee, I look for responsibility, dedication. I look for people who take initiative and who are thinking beyond the position they are in. I also look for the people who embrace the creativity and the people who challenge themselves to not only to come up with new solutions, but to bear his or her responsibility to implement it. To the end, there aren't any guarantees for you will have in your life, but I will guarantee you will fail sometime. I knew because it happens to me. Please do not say this scared to you. It is important to know how you respond to failure or how to an obstacle in front of you and show what kind of person you are. I started the Fulgent system in mid-1990s, a fingerprint identification business with 3 other scientists based on the new searching algorithm. 4 years later, we were bidding a $50 million job from FBI to develop their next generation National Crime Information Center projects. It was almost certain we were going to win the job. Since Fulgent has the superior technology, leading against the competitions. But to the end, we lost the job. It was a tragedy for us because it's such a large and a prestigious job. And we will have an innovative solution. We have a small footprint in size, fast in searching speed, accurate in identification, and low in cost solutions. At a debriefing, the FBI contract manager told me it was such a large and important national security project. FBI was worried about the size and the stability of Fulgent. The only reason we lost was their questioning what happened if Ming Hsieh was hit by a truck. So I found out there was not an easy and quick way to build success. Fortunately, we were able to regroup to build our business by installing an automated fingerprint identification system, project by project, state by state, country by country. As a matter of fact, State of Connecticut Police was our user during the Dr. Lee was the commissioner. After 10 years later, Fulgent successfully listed on NASDAQ and became a billion-dollar company in 2004. The same FBI contract manager was vice president of Fulgent system. He leads the effort and successfully secured the $500 million project to build the world's largest, the fastest identification system for Department of Homeland Security. So whenever we walk across a busy street, I keep reminding him that the contract, the officer, make sure you always stay in front of me and make sure I was not hit by the trucks. So whenever you have a crisis, you have to realize there will be a new opportunity. Finally, I would like to encourage all of you to give back. Among the most rewarding experiences in my life to have been supporting my alum and supporting education, to help students have the same experience I had. I hope you consider the way you can give back to the University of New Haven, to help people follow your footsteps. So thank you again for the opportunity to be part of your special day. I wish you best luck in all of your future endeavors. Continue working hard, and the sky is limited for whatever you can accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you, Ming Hsieh. I want to add before Dr. Lee reads the citation that not only has Ming Hsieh made a transformational gift to his alma mater, the University of Southern California, but he informed Dr. Lee and me over dinner that he's making a transformational gift to the Lee Institute. So on behalf of the entire university community, Ming Hsieh, thank you very much for your generosity. And of course, the message you just heard resonates with all of you, but in particular, I don't know if the audience is aware of this, but approximately 20% of the students that will graduate in this morning's and this afternoon's ceremony are international students who, like Ming Hsieh, came to this country to participate in the greatest educational system in the world. And I hope all of you follow in his footsteps and found multi-billion-dollar companies so that you can really generously give back to this institution as he has to his alma mater. There we go. I'm glad you're applauding that you can found multi-billion-dollar companies, and the clock is now ticking. It is now my pleasure to introduce the honorary degree recipients who will be presented to you in the order listed in the program. To read the first citation, as I said, our distinguished professor, Dr. Henry C. Lee. Henry?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Ming, for your 6 figures donation to University of New Haven.
7 figures, actually.
7,
Henry.
hope 7. And
he's a great forensic scientist, but he's a lousy mathematician.
7. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, 7. You talk about alumni support of the university. I want to introduce one of our board member, Ken Biermarker. Come on, Ken, get up. He's my first student at University of New Haven 40 years ago. 40 years ago.
And he served on the search committee that hired Dr. Lee, and he went to the former President Kaplan's office to insist that Dr. Lee be hired. So we owe him greatly.
Not only that, he gave a check, 7 figures, right? Ken, you
7
give a
figures,
check.
but we're working on 8.
6 figures, so you see Ken Biermarker room, the high-tech room, when you go through the institute. Take a picture, that's him, Ken Biermarker. All right, as a distinguished chair professor of forensic science at the University of New Haven, I have the privilege of presenting Ming Hsieh For an honorary degree, the citation read as follows. Ming Hsieh, you exemplify the power of innovation. Since growing up during the Cultural Revolution in China and being educated by your parents under candlelight, you have gone on to become one of the world's most accomplished engineers. You're the visionary founder of Fulgent, a software company that's revolutionized automated fingerprint identification system. Today, as the founder of Fulgent Diagnostics, you direct a company that has supported genetic testing and whose mission is to improve life. Your transformation gift to your alma mater, the University of South California, at the time, the largest gift ever as an engineering department, helped the student follow in your footsteps and build their dreams. And I hope you will support University in New Haven now, your alma mater, and
Go, Henry.
to have more students follow your footsteps and build their dream. Ming Hsieh, in recognition of your pioneer work as a world-class engineer, your unwavering dedication to develop new solutions for complicated problems, and your commitment to investing in the next generation of students. The University of New Haven is pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honor causa. Mr. President, Ming Hsieh has been duly recommended by the Select Committee to receive an honorary degree from the University of New Haven. I now ask you to bestow upon him the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honor causa.
Ming Hsieh, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the University of New Haven, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering, honoris causa. Congratulations. Congratulations.